As the voices scream at George to take the book from you and throw it into the nearest body of water. But he doesn't hear them.
So I remember exactly where we left off in the book.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. Alright, let the fuck continue.
Oh, God. So.
I both love and hate how, like, uncomfortable you are with what you have wrought.
Isn't that how it always is?
Yeah, that's kind of DMing in general. It's like, well, this thing I set up is happening now, so, well...
I'm a terrible person now.
Yeah. All the children are dead.
So, previously on Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
On Avatar.
Two different type of people.
Dragon Ball's Avatar.
The party had some time to prepare before leaving the settlement. Lucas learned that he could study the effects of rads on him from a semi-safe environment of the science wing of the Arcwing. From more specifically his contact, Richard. George, he received his upgrade, or his upgraded left arm. Vlad rejoined the party. Nancy read the Babadook.
Is currently reading the Babadook.
Currently, with Vlad out loud to the party.
I think George is the only one conscious and aware of what is happening. Well, aware of what is happening.
Yeah, you know.
Vaguely aware. He has a general understanding.
Lucas is asleep right now.
He's gonna wake up.
Dear.
George is gonna be fighting off demons. It's just like, what happened?
Nancy becomes the Babadook.
Why can't I sleep for longer than 4 hours without you two and... Yeah, no, it really is. This is Nancy and Vlad, isn't it?
Charles is an angry soccer mom.
Yep. I feel like George is the crazy uncle who is occasionally a moral compass, but normally not. Like, I feel like every time that George has been the moral compass, something has been fundamentally wrong.
Truffles played some Dance Dance Revolution.
Yep.
And the woman 002 joined the party.
Good.
Honey.
So, currently, it is close, if not exactly the middle of the night. George is the one driving the cart. Driving. Steering, I guess.
Heading the cart.
Yeah.
Steer. It's a cow joke.
Why, thank you for clarifying that fairly obvious piece of information. This is the cow joke for all of you.
For all you farmers out there.
Yeah, I know there are quite a lot of farmers listening to me talk to myself in the dead of the night on this cart alone. I'm so lonely.
Entirely.
I'm so lonely, but I'm here, George. Shut up, Vlad. Anyway, death.
Do you guys remember the names of the Brahmin?
Biggie
Smalls.
Yeah, it's Biggie, otherwise known as Biggie Smalls.
And Tom Hanks.
Yep, Tom Hanks. Yep. I was struggling to remember Tom Hanks.
I can never forget.
I can never. I like to imagine you get a 1,000-yard stare. It's like, I'll never forget the Tom Hanks incident.
Exactly.
The Tom Hanks incident of 2012. Disneyland, Japan, 1947.
So, the cart being pulled by Biggie and Tom.
That just does not sound logical. Like, Biggie Smalls and Tom. Like, even though it's Tom Hanks, it's just the fact that it's Biggie Smalls and Tom.
So,
Non-sequitur.
George is the one heading the cart, yeah. Lucas is asleep. Truffles is asleep. 002 is awake. And Nancy and Vlad are currently, I think, almost exactly halfway through. Never mind. They're reading the Babadook.
They're reading the Babadook.
I can reread what you read if you want me to.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Just the last page you read.
Just the last page?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe it is. Yes, this one. No, not that one.
Yes, you.
Yeah. His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks. Ba-ba, ba-dook, dook, dook. That's when you'll know that he's around. You'll see him if you look.
Well, Vlad, I think this is a great book for like kids to play pranks on each other. Like, imagine you just have to make those specific noises, and then they all freak out and scream and go, "Ah, mommy, Babadook's in my room."
It's just a loop.
She slowly turns to George. "Don't you dare make those noises, boy. I'm watching you." She gives him like the 2 eyes to her finger, the 2 fingers to her eyes, and then like the turning it and pointing it at him.
I'm just imagining you're making all these movements. It's just like, and George is just looking at you like, what the fuck is happening? You'll put your left hand in, you put your left hand up.
Would you like to turn the page?
So, Vlad, are you getting too scared, or should we continue?
I mean, it's a book. I don't know what's too scary about it.
Fair enough. I guess we're gonna read the next page.
Next page? Okay. He has a top hat on his head. He's funny, don't you think? See him in your room at night, and you won't sleep a wink.
George just kind of George looks back at them. What the fuck kind of book is this?
This is the Mr. Babadook, not Babblesnook. Babadook.
I like to have. Can we make it canon that like Lucas and George have been writing different names on it as it has changed hands? So by this point, it reads like Babble Snook, Booble Dap, and Bibble Doc, just like each one being scratched out and replaced with the next.
See, you'd like to believe that. However, by nature of the book, it would never stay past the second you look away.
This is a good point. Like, I'm kind of concerned. This is really weird.
It's just a book.
I don't really see what's wrong, George.
Are you scared? We can stop reading if it's really bothering.
No, continue reading your demon book. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Listen, George. There may be death claws and Brahmin and whatever else is out there, but
I'm sorry, do you just equate death claws to Brahmin?
Brahmin scared me as a child. What's goblins in the distance?
I'm just imagining the town guard just like running into the town, just screaming, "Run! Run for your lives!" And you just look over, and George actively like pats Biggie on the head. This is what you see. Just cresting over the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
But demons, not a thing, bro.
Yeah. George kind of looks at the woman. Yeah, and last week I would have told you mutants and superheroes didn't exist. But, look where we are now.
She looks over at you very questionatively. Which am I?
Ah!
Superhero. Don't get on our bad side.
I mean, mutant isn't inherently wrong. I mean, look at me. I'm a fucking piece of metal that talks. I'm in no position to judge. Oh yeah, and we also have a zombie. Don't forget that.
She looks over in the distance, seeming uninterested again.
She's a tough crowd. Alright. Shall we read the next page?
Yeah, I'm invested now.
Nancy kind of rubs her hands together. Alright.
I'll soon take off my funny disguise. Take heed of what you've read. Once you see what's underneath, you're going to wish you were dead.
Oh joy.
What does he disguise himself as? There's not a lot of men with top hats.
Well, I think the top hat is the disguise, if I've interpreted this correctly. And then he takes off the top hat, and then, I don't know, he has like tentacle hair or something. I don't know.
Well, I thought it meant he had a bald spot.
I mean, he might.
That is entirely possible. I like this. Alright, Mr. Baldspot, let's read this last page.
I mean, as creepy as the writing is, it's also hard to be threatened by a dude with a top hat with no other distinguishable features. It's not the most terrifying horror story I've heard.
True.
So will you turn the page?
Let's do it.
All right. As opposed to all the other pages which were written out just in the middle of the page, this one has letters scrambled throughout the background, but the letters it looks like you're meant to read that make the sentences are in the foreground in a little boulder, so you are able to read it. I'll wager with you. I'll make you a bet. The more you deny, the stronger I get.
Deny what? What, that he's real?
George looks at Nancy. Ah, you know, I did just make a statement about non-believers a moment ago. Better be careful.
Oh, you shush. It's gonna be
I'll
hard
shush
to
when I'm
see.
dead. Which might be sooner than we think.
George, I swear to God.
I mean, at this point, you're forcing me to listen to you read this awful book. I'm going to fuck with you.
Is that the last page?
It seems there is one more page.
Good.
We're this far.
Would you turn the page?
Glad, are we cool with turning the page?
I mean, I'm fine.
Alright. Let's do it.
All right. You start to change when I get in. The Babadook growing right under your skin. Oh, come see what's underneath.
So you do become the Babadook. Cool. I'm gonna become a dapper man with a top hat.
Nancy, I think you're supposed to be afraid.
Well, I'm not.
Okay.
If anything, I'm amused. Lad, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Alright.
He's just screaming. We haven't noticed. Jesus. Ah!
It looks like he's screaming at the top of his lungs, but no sound is coming out.
Ah, that's normal. That's a normal Vlad activity for you.
Well,
He's screaming silently to himself.
well, and she closes the book. I guess that's it.
All right.
So, shall we start telling ghost stories now? And
I
she
can-
kind of eyebrow wiggles.
I could probably rummage some up. Granted, they're less ghost stories and more stories of really horrible, fucked up things I've witnessed with my own eyes.
Can you make them not real?
And George turns to Nancy with a very serious expression. The scariest things, my dear Nancy, are real.
That's exactly my point.
So nothing I made up would be anywhere near as horrifying as things I've actually seen and dealt with.
Exactly. I like scary, and she holds up a book. Like this. This kind of scary is fine.
Didn't you tell me it wasn't scary? You lying?
It's scary.
You and I, bitch.
Air quote. She does air quotes. Scary. Like this kind of scary. But like real scary is a different kind of scary.
Nancy, it is at this point that you notice your body is getting very cold.
Ah, shit. There's a breeze over here.
Vlad looks over to you. It's actually kind of warm to me.
You probably have a fever.
I don't feel temperature.
Oh, George. And Nancy kind of puts the back of her hand to like Vlad's forehead. All right. I'm gonna see if you have a temperature.
Okay. As soon as you touch Vlad, he pulls away and looks at you very, very worried. Nancy, you are really cold.
I mean, I feel cold. Oh shit. Do I have a fever? No. If I had a fever, my body would be warm, but I would feel cold. So
George immediately looks at the woman. Are you doing this?
She looks over to Nancy, looks over to George. If I was doing this, there'd be more ice.
I mean, I don't know your limits, but fair.
seriously, I know we just met, but if you're fucking with me, this is not okay. I'm really cold.
I can offer you a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I could boil your blood.
No! It kills people!
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that's gonna help.
I'm no dentist, but I'm pretty sure boiling her blood would kill her.
Do we got a blanket for something?
George looks around the cart. Does he have anything at all that would help?
Let me take a check.
I don't think so. Like, I know George is wearing metal armor, so...
Hold on to your dookie.
Dynamite.
About to get
He's got some dynamite. Swiggity
Some
spooky. It's about to get spooky.
Spooky, spooky.
You got some hard fucking whiskey.
Don't touch the whiskey.
It would make her feel
She
warmer.
would break it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Honestly, right now, you really have nothing.
I'm
So if
afraid
you wanted to
it's
warm her
gonna-
up, you would probably have to stop and make a fire.
Vlad, hook me.
No, I think we're gonna have to stop.
No, I don't want to hinder our progress. Vlad, hug me. Hug me like you mean it.
I don't. Is this John's response or Vlad's response?
No, that's Vlad.
Okay. Nancy, you're making him uncomfortable.
Vlad.
And
please
George does stop the cart. I'm
Oh.
pulling over.
No, George. We gotta make progress.
Vlad just told me you're cold as fucking ice. We're stopping. But I don't think Vlad would lie about such a thing.
Why the fuck are we slowing down?
Wow, you have really good movement perception while asleep.
All of a
Thanks.
sudden, George, the cart jerked, and all of a sudden we're moving slower. The jerk is what actually woke me.
I don't need to know about jerks waking you up in the night. Anyway,
Fuck you, jackass.
either way,
Fuck you.
Nancy's got some kind of weird reverse fever or some shit. She's freezing.
I'm sure I'm fine. Vlad,
And-
hug me.
And Vlad's supposedly warm.
Vlad tentatively, but does it. He reaches over to Nancy and gives her like a big bear hug.
Thank you.
How hot is Nancy now?
Still getting colder.
Vlad, you're cold.
I actually feel like I'm really hot right now.
All right, the crazy train stops. George gets off of the central cart and walks over to them. All right, what the fuck did you two do?
Did you motherfuckers touch my whiskey?
Yeah, I
Vlad
totally touched your whiskey.
Vlad looks very afraid at Lucas. This is what whiskey does?
No, it's not what whiskey does, but fuck if I know how she'll respond to it. You said you were hot.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one of them cold, one of them hot. All right, Nancy, perhaps you are undergoing hot flashes. I know that's a thing.
Hot
Vlad,
flashes,
you're just weird.
hot flashes do occur, but that usually.
Not until you're older, I know. I'm grasping at straws.
Or, and she looks at the book, and then checks like the spine and stuff.
Okay.
Unless this is carrying some sort of disease.
What kind of disease would have entirely different effects on the two of you?
I don't
Also,
know.
you didn't touch the book. Lad's been holding it the whole time.
Wait,
Yeah,
has-
and for a while I was carrying that fucking thing.
well, you're
I will say, both Vlad and Nancy at one point have turned the pages of the book.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'll still hold to my statement because George wasn't actively watching them the whole time, so he wouldn't actually know. But
I mean, I was turning the pages too.
so you both have a horrible disease. Great.
Well, time to chop off those hands. Let it
I am
spread.
not losing another limb.
What do you mean?
She just
George looks
You've already, Nancy, you've already lost your fucking arm.
I lost my leg.
George, the disease is fucking with her head.
George looks at Lucas for a moment and then goes, "Oh, yeah, no, Nancy, arm's gone."
You little bastards are trying to fuck with me.
What do you mean little? I'm pretty sure you are. I actually don't know if you're younger than Vlad or not. Vlad, how old are you? After that.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably doesn't know.
He's 19 and he knows it.
Vlad falls forward and he's just out.
Not Michael. George. Can George roll to try and catch him?
You can roll agility.
All right, hold on. That's 6. Good.
You
Good.
reach your arms out to catch Vlad, but by the time you actually make it over to him, he's just slumped forward.
Oh god.
Son of a bitch.
He's gonna check his temperature, or not temperature, his heart rate on his wrist.
Okay. He is panting heavily and sweating profusely.
Who's got the Pip-Boy?
You do.
What the fuck are you two doing?
I still have the Pip-Boy?
At the moment, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Guys, I hate to do this, but I think we need to get help.
Huh?
Like, help. Should I call somebody?
You gotta
George
call.
looks at her. Yeah.
You don't have a radio. And who the fuck would know how to deal with this? I may have a radio, but that doesn't answer the second question.
All right. Okay. George is going to look around. George is actively going to look around for a water supply of some kind.
Okay.
Nancy's gonna turn to Vlad. Vlad, can you hear me at all?
George, roll perception. Nancy, roll endurance.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Come again?
Hold on.
That is a 17 from me, plus any bonuses George has.
That's a natural 18,
Okay.
plus 1 endurance.
Nancy, as you are looking over Vlad, your vision starts to get very shaky, and you feel as if you're like a second away from blacking out. But you hold firm, you close your eyes tight, and just shake it off. And for the moment, you're still very cold, but you're awake. George, you look around at the surroundings. You're still on the trail. Well, not really a trail, but you're still walking into the direction of the New Ghoul Alliance. Around the area you are, as far as you can see, you are just surrounded by different kinds of trees, burnt trees, broken trees. You're like in the middle of the woods right now.
Well, that's just swell.
Nancy's gonna start undoing the Pip-Boy as best she can and start handing it to Lucas. I don't think I'm gonna do so well very soon.
That's fine.
And
I take the Pip-Boy and I put it on.
Okay.
Vlad is going... Vlad. George is going to put Vlad on his lap, and then he's going to kind of sit next to Nancy. All right, kids, let's just sit down. Try to figure out what the fuck is happening. Nancy, if you feel anything else, tell me.
Just now I almost blacked out.
Well, that's great.
Fuck's sake.
All right, so there is a shared symptom. Unless, of course, you're passing out from your relative temperature problems, which would be very dangerous.
Yeah,
Does anyone have water of any kind?
Nope. Nothing that they can drink.
I can't
It's
think
been
of
a-
anything that would help us with the stuff that we have.
Lucas, it's been a long time since I've been human, and I was never much of a drinker. Is whiskey gonna make him better or worse?
It'll alleviate any pain they have for a while.
Well, he's already unconscious. That's not much of a concern.
How do you expect him to drink it?
I don't know.
If anything, he's overheating. So the best thing to do, and this kind of sounds bad, but we should probably strip him. And then, because I'm getting really cold, we should probably build a fire.
George looks at Nancy. I'll build you a fire. But,
First, take care of him,
mm,
please.
Lucas, make her a fire. And George starts taking Vlad's equipment off.
Okay.
Is it easy enough for me to find, like, debris and shit to start a small fire?
We are
Pretty
in the
easy,
woods.
actually. You are in the middle of the woods, yes, and a lot of the trees are dead and dry.
Cool.
Bone dry.
Cool.
Mm.
Maybe if I start moving the blood circulation will help me get warmer. I'm gonna try to get up, but if I get dizzy, I'll sit back down. John, Nancy's gonna try and get out of the cart and help Lucas.
I'm going to say that George is going to... Well, no, George is tripping Vlad. Never mind, he can't help.
Nancy, I want you to roll agility at disadvantage.
Oh, good.
Do I currently have the disadvantage? No, I don't. What's the disadvantage I'm rolling?
You just have to roll twice and take the lower of the numbers.
Okay. 8.
That was the first roll.
What was the second roll?
Oh, that was the... Never mind, I didn't hear you. Oh, yeah, because you're using the app. All right, yeah.
All right. As Nancy gets up to leave the cart, you get very wobbly the second you try to stand on your own two legs.
Oh, nope. Going back down. Ooh. And she sits back down.
I will say, at this point, Vlad is sufficiently naked. And...
John, you know the tabletop tradition. Roll a d20, see what he's packing.
God damn it.
Oh my god, what?
This is a pair.
You guys actually do.
No, this is a thing Matt has mentioned, and I think they did it to Velez once.
Yeah, and his character cameo was fucking packing heat.
Do y'all do this with women's boobs?
sometimes.
No,
Yep. No, not really, because those are easily seen, not like fully unclothed, but it's kind of easy to tell their size.
Men like to make fun of other men's dicks because we're all insecure.
It's not even necessarily to make fun of. It's just because if the role is really well,
Yes,
then
please
they've got
justify
a
this.
dick.
Not big dick energy.
Casual. Alright, whatever.
Casual what? Casual misogyny?
Maybe?
What are you gonna say?
I don't know.
My sister's mad at me now because I said big dick energy.
Right. See what you've done.
Her headphones.
I'm proud of us.
Alright, progress the fucking story, you morons.
Okay. To progress the story,
Plot.
he is
My
packing.
sister just said she's gonna whip his butt. Look what you guys did. She was so
Just like Credence.
When did we see Credence's dick?
You think he's got a tiny dick?
He
Do
might.
you want to try and challenge him?
Are you gonna try and tell me that everyone who's cool has to have a huge dong?
I mean, Vlad is right in front of you, buck naked, packing heat. He is contrary
cool.
to exactly what you just said.
I hate you all. Actually, yeah, that is a good point. No, that is a decent counter argument. Alright, whatever, move on.
Lucas, you have had sufficient time to at least gather enough wood and leaves
Oh,
to
don't disown me as a sister. Why? Sorry, I forgot I wasn't on mute.
to make a makeshift, I wouldn't say bonfire, but campfire.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm disowned now.
So I made the fire.
Oh, you're gonna make the fire?
Yeah, I'm making the fire.
I'm gonna say George is going to, I guess, lay Vlad in the cart for now, and then tend to Nancy.
Okay.
Can you help me get closer to the...
George does essentially, he doesn't carry her, but he helps her walk over.
All right.
Don't
Just-
knock her out this time.
Actually, can George feel temperature?
Extreme temperatures, yes.
Does Nancy feel warm to him?
cold?
She does not feel warm, no.
Does she feel extremely cold?
I'm dumb. Why'd I say warm? I meant cold.
No, she does not feel cold to you.
So these two are just insane right now.
Well, no. Vlad said that she felt really, really cold. So...
Vlad did.
Oh, he was really warm, though. So... opposite temperatures.
George is gonna look at Nancy. He's gonna look at Vlad. And he's just kind of like... just takes a deep sigh. I'm gonna go into the woods for a minute.
No, please don't.
I'm right here.
I need some air. George walks up.
Robot.
Don't ask questions.
All right.
I just don't think it's good to split up the party.
George, what are you doing?
Told you.
George is waltzing into the woods.
All right.
He is actively searching for the Babadook.
Okay. Roll perception.
Okay. He doesn't really expect to find it. But at this point, George is accepting that's a nat 20. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like this was a bad thing to nat 20 on. Generally speaking.
As you are walking through the woods, you still see the fire from the little campsite that Lucas made. You are still within eyesight of Nancy and Lucas and the woman and Vlad on the cart. You're looking around and you don't really see much aside from other burnt out trees. Some trees are still clinging on to life. Rock formations here and there. Plant life. Right now you don't seem to see anything in the surrounding area.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
He's gonna walk up to a tree.
Okay.
Let's see if I remember this correctly. He knocks. Actually, do I have to remember, or can George remember?
Well, let me ask you.
Uh-huh.
Did you really believe what they were saying as they read the book?
Not until he watched them both demonstrate completely illogical.
But while they were reading, you didn't believe it.
He did start to get kind of uncomfortable as they read it.
Okay. What's the lowest dice you have?
The lowest I technically have. What do you mean lowest die? Like small.
How many numbers are on it?
E4.
All right. Roll that and pick which number. Whatever number that lands on, that's the number George remembers.
He rolled a 3.
All right. So what are you gonna do?
He knocks 3 times, and was it Babadook? Or Babadook? I don't remember what it was. I know by that point he was paying attention.
Okay.
Like, I distinctly remember that was around the time that he actually started listening.
Wasn't it Babadook?
I think it was.
All right. So you're going to knock 3 times on the nearest tree?
Yep.
Okay. You knock once, knock twice, knock 3 times. Nothing.
Alright. He kind of looks into the darkness. Now, I'm just rolling off a whim here. I have a strong suspicion that these 2 morons have just summoned a demon. I also have a strong suspicion that if that is correct, that demon is listening to everything that is being said in this general vicinity. So, Why am I doing this? And he kind of bonks his head on the tree. I'm fucking insane. He walks back to the cave.
All right. George, as you're coming into the camp, like you have gone from the forest and you're back at the camp, for whatever reason, whether it be you are in fact crazy or not, you think from behind you, way behind you, you can hear,
"Oh God!" He actively says that. Actively out loud says, "Oh good."
all right, let's rewind time a little bit.
Oh God, why?
Lucas, Nancy is currently, I would assume, sat next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whatever is closest to fire.
Nancy is sat next to you. She is as close to the fire as she can get. And you have just seen George walk off into the darkness.
I will rejoin the call in a moment. Feel free to continue without me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay here with you two. As much as I want to see what the fuck he's up to, your two conditions kind of need to be monitored.
I appreciate that. Have you ever seen anything like this in Wasteland?
Nope. Nope. You're weird.
Well, I knew that, but the weirdest part is that I just keep getting colder.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of hugs herself. She looks at the book. I'm tempted to just throw this into the fire.
Are you going to throw it into the fire?
She looks to Lucas to see if he'll stop her or object to this.
Lucas, do you object?
As much as I as a player want to object, Lucas has no reason to.
Okay. If anything, I'll just give more kindle to the fire. And she tosses the book into the fire.
All right. Remove the book from your inventory.
Alrighty, I'll do that. I should also remove the Pip-Boy, because now Lucas has that.
Ah, yes. Lucas. Add a
Lucas.
Pip-Boy to your inventory.
Lucas is the boss.
All right.
Yeah. The bumble skin.
Cool.
Jesus Christ. So what happens when it's thrown in the fire? Does it just get burnt?
As soon as you throw the book into the fire, it does catch flame and start burning as if it was a regular book.
And then it screams.
And then the fires go out and it's in perfect condition.
Oh, Jesus.
You think I'm joking.
It really
Becomes a
makes
mint
you-
condition Superman action figure.
I have no use for this.
Nancy,
Yes.
as you are watching the book slowly burn, you are pretty captivated by it. And as you see all of the pages burn, the cover burn, every part of it burn to ash, when that last little piece of it burns, you feel perfectly fine.
Oh, God. That... Holy shit. I feel a lot better. Wait a minute. And, he's gonna slowly try to get up.
Okay.
Hey,
Does
are
it
you
feel
sure about
alright?
that?
Dan?
I did not hear what you said because Michael's moving.
Michael!
Carrie,
It's all good.
stop being a bitch.
Stop moving. Everybody, don't. She's gonna try and get up.
Okay.
Does she feel okay doing this?
As you go to stand up, you take a second as if you were doubting yourself, thinking, I can't do this, I'm not going to be able to. But mid-thought of that, you stand straight up and you're fine.
Oh my god. Her eyes widen, and she quickly turns to the cart. Hold on a sec. And she runs over to Vlad.
No, buck-ass naked.
She don't care.
As you turn around to run to the cart, Lucas, you see George emerge from the forest. And then shout, oh good.
What do you mean, oh good?
I need that book.
Aha. Well, problem with that.
Oh, don't tell me there are problems.
Nancy burned it.
George's eyes widen. Where is Nancy?
By the cart, going over to Vlad's naked body.
Why is she standing?
She was able to stand after she burned the book.
Oh, for fuck's sake. George sprints over to the cart.
All right.
But-
Nancy,
Yes.
as you get up to the cart, you see the white-haired woman still very unamused. It seems like she's slightly dozing off, because as you approach, her eyes are slowly closing but then opening again, and she's continuously doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And on the cart, completely naked, is Vlad.
He just checks his pulse by his neck.
With like a 13-inch ween.
Mm.
Soft.
She is looking. She's not interested right now.
Right now.
Jesus fuck.
Upon immediately seeing him, he is covered in sweat, but he isn't panting, and it doesn't look like he's sweating anymore.
She's gonna start gently smacking his cheek. Vlad, pick up. Vlad.
Oh god, why am I naked?
Why are you slapping me?
George, you run up to the cart to see Nancy slapping naked Vlad in the face.
Gently, like a cat.
You're still
Nancy?
slapping him.
Nancy, stop. I need to
He
put
might
Vlad's
be-
clothes back on.
You might be okay though.
He is okay, for now.
What do you mean?
George looks at her dead in the eyes. I think burning the book was a really bad idea.
But if again, and I'm very much in doubt of this, if the book was even correlated to this strange phenomenon that has occurred with me and Vlad, I feel tremendously better after throwing it in the fire. So if anything, the problem is solved.
He grabs Nancy by the shoulders and moves his face close to hers. I did the ritual on a tree.
What?
He knocked back.
Why the fuck would you even do the ritual?
Because you were dying.
Okay.
Nancy,
Yes.
to your knowledge of what you read, there was no ritual in the book.
George, there was no ritual. That was just the sound he was gonna make when he approached.
Now.
Who approached?
The babble snook.
The Babadook.
The Babadook.
Yeah, that.
You knocked 3 times, and you said some weird bullshit like ba-ba-ba-ba-dook. Or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he would say, though. That wasn't what anybody else would say if they wanted to, quote-unquote, summon him. And again, this is even considering the fact that some child's book that is meant to scare small children is even related to a strange physical phenomena.
George, because I'm not trusting Nancy's word on this right now because she's just in denial.
And nobody ever
Did
trusts my
anything?
word on anything.
Shut up. You're in denial right now. Your opinion is biased. George apparently firsthand witnessed something freaky. Watch it.
What did you witness, George?
George thinks for a moment. No, you're right. No, there was no summoning.
You're not helping, George.
And then his eyes kind of narrow again, which means that he was just knocking to remind me. All right.
So you heard a knocking after you did the knocking?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Let's get
Now-
the parts and go. I'm done here. We're done here. Let's
No.
go.
No. You summoned the devil. We're going to shoot him in the face now.
Okay.
Okay.
Will that work, though?
I guess it's not the weirdest thing I would be doing this much.
If it can wear hats, we can
Owl.
kill it.
It could just be an owl. Do we have to kill an owl that possibly made a noise?
Why would an owl knock approximately 3 times?
I'm with George on this.
Maybe he was trying to get a mouse on a branch. I don't
No.
know.
Nancy, stop it.
What do you think owls do?
I don't know. I'm a medic, not a zoologist.
You're pretty shit.
George is just gonna start putting clothes back on Vlad. I need both of you awake and ready.
But even if this thing is a thing, and there is a creepy thing in the woods, maybe shooting it won't help.
George grabs Nancy by the shoulders again. All right,
Can you stop doing that?
you're gonna need to stop with the maybes.
Something's out there, apparently. Stop
Alright.
trying to look on the bright side of shit.
I'm
And
not
I-
trying to look on the bright side. What I'm trying to recommend is that we get in the carts and we just go.
The book said that we can't doubt. If we doubt, something bad happens.
All right. So
You need to be
Let's leave.
fine. Get in the cart. We'll face death when it comes for us.
She gets in the cart.
Okay. Who else is getting in the cart?
I've had a good rest. I'm just gonna fucking walk for a bit.
You're just gonna. All right. George is gonna sit right in between Vlad and Nancy.
Okay. Wait, then who's driving the cart?
Yeah, I was about to.
Never mind. George
George, buddy.
does originally try to sit between, but like, God damn it, Biggie. Right. Does Biggie
Right, you derpy cow.
He looks over to Biggie. Biggie, drive!
George rolls charisma. George is actually rolling charisma. He rolled a 2.
What do you say to 3?
He said, Biggie, drive! Alright, fine. George gets in the front seat and starts steering them forward.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So are you leaving the campfire going, or are you putting it out before you leave?
I'm not particularly concerned about Smokey.
Okay.
I tell them to move ahead a bit.
You're
And
gonna
then
stay
I'm
behind and take care of the fire.
I'm just gonna tell them move like 20 yards away.
Okay.
And then once they're there, I'm just gonna blow it up with a reaver ball, just to disperse it. I don't have water. Well, I don't have enough water to put it out, so my best option is just blow it up and scatter the flames with the shockwave.
As George starts to pull away, he stops and turns back to Lucas. You tell me if that book's intact.
Is the book intact, John?
So George, you're taking the cart away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lucas, as you take the reaver ball in your hand and blow up the campfire, the light goes out and the fire is no more. There's a little radiation in the air here and there. On your way back to the cart, you feel your bag is a little heavier.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I just keep walking for now.
Okay.
Well, does he know the Babadook is just sitting on top of his backpack? George just looks back very calmly. So who's your new friend?
You're not
His name's
cheating on
Phil, he's
Charles
replacing
now, are
you.
you?
Alright. So, once you rejoin the party, what would you like to do?
I'm just getting back on the cart, and as we start rolling, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna take the book in my hand and slap it against George's chest. There's your fucking book.
Great.
It wasn't in the fire.
Good.
It appeared in my bag.
Okay,
You're-
he's real. I'm convinced. All right.
I already told you to be convinced.
We told you enough with the babies. He went into spoopy shit.
She calls
From
out
this-
to the darkness. You can leave us alone now. We know you're real.
George just kind of looking dead ahead as he opens the book to start skimming it.
What are
From
you
this day
doing?
forward, I'm looking for information. He's just kind of quiet.
George,
Mm?
the front cover is completely fine. As you open the book, all of the pages are still legible, but they are badly burnt.
Ah, good. It's not fully restored yet.
Put it back in my bag. Maybe it'll be perfect in 2 hours.
George kind of looks. George kind of looks forward into the darkness. Great. So from this day forward, I can add superheroes, mutants, and ghosts to my list of things I need to be terrified of.
As if on cue, you hear light snoring coming from the woman.
Great.
Why is she so calm right now?
She probably doesn't buy any of this garbage.
That means she'll be attacked.
I don't think so. You two are the idiots who read the book.
I'm pretty sure she's fairly indifferent about this at the moment.
I said I'm adding myself to the list of idiots who have read the book. George begins skimming the pages. And then he pauses. And goes immediately to the final page.
Okay.
George is going to roll perception to find hidden meaning
Okay.
in the garbled mess of letters.
Oh, you want that page?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Nancy's looking over his shoulder.
George rolled 16.
All right.
I guess, should Nancy also roll if she's looking over his shoulder?
I guess, yeah. And I have found the page.
Ooh, natural 19.
Oh,
So
wow.
the page you are currently looking at is the second to last one.
Ah, I thought
The
it
one
was
that
the last
says,
one.
I'll wager with you, I'll make you a bet. The more you deny, the stronger I get.
That was the
I'll
one
take
that George was remembering.
Okay.
That's why he told everybody to start believing.
And you're looking in. Both of you are looking into the garble of letters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. George,
Mm-hmm.
as you're looking through the letters and as you're looking for any kind of sign or anything, your eyes are flipping back and forth between letters, trying to make words, trying to make sense of anything. Very quickly, as you scan them over, you see the words, "You can't help them."
Bitch, try me.
Nancy, as you're skimming through the letters, trying to find anything that'll help answer any of your questions, your eyes make up the words, "She's gone, you know."
Shut that damn book.
George shuts it and tosses out into the abyss. I know you'll be back, but it makes me feel better.
Yeah, it makes me feel better too.
How much you want to bet it appears in your backpack next?
How much you want to bet it lies?
How about you want to bet y'all are just bitching about nothing right now?
Alright, well, when the book gets back, you can read the evil page.
I'd rather not.
Probably tell you your puppies died or something.
I'm gonna say Nancy's gonna try and wake up Vlad again.
Okay. To be clear, neither of you saw what the other saw.
Yeah.
So you're going to try to wake up Vlad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How are you going to go about that?
Punch him in the dick.
Start pinching his cheek.
His large, large dick.
Oh, shut up.
You're just going to pinch his cheek?
Yeah. He's clothed right now, right?
I believe George did clothe him.
Yes, he is clothed right now.
Alright. Just making
Fair
sure I
question.
don't think I'm pinching the other kind.
Just going to roll him over on his side and start pinching his ass.
Oh yeah.
Do it. You know you want to.
No.
You want some fuck?
I
Alright.
can do it. I'm fast.
So, as you start pinching his cheek, he starts to stir a little. Not awake yet, but he's clearly knows you're doing something to him.
Vlad, wake up. Wake up.
Vlad.
Alright.
Vlad being cured.
Is that the name of his dick?
No.
That was, I will give you points for that. That was somewhat clever.
The level of disgust. No.
But yes. And
So how
but
are
yes.
you going to wake him up?
What'd you say, John?
How are you going to wake him up?
So he's still not awake.
Nope.
Nancy's gonna take a deep breath and just give him the old slapperoo.
Okay.
Sorry.
Poor kid. This poor kid.
He wakes up like almost immediately as soon as your hand hits his cheek. Ah!
I'm sorry. But things are important right now, and I gotta make sure you're awake.
Y'all are being hunted by demons.
A demon.
We don't know.
I
Don't
would take
doubt.
this here.
We don't know if
Just
it's one
looking
demon,
in
two
between
demons.
all of you. Like, What are you doing?
When was the last thing you remember, friend?
I remember being very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you very hot anymore?
Not right now, no.
All right, good.
Good. That happened when Nancy lit the book on fire.
Why would you burn the book?
Well, it was back. It'll probably be back in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, no. As you can confirm, I assume you believe this much. She threw it in the fire. I heard knocking in the woods. And
the book
Lucas
popped back up in my backpack.
Mm-hmm. I just tossed the book into the darkness, but don't worry, I have a feeling it'll be back very soon.
And if I don't particularly believe you?
Then we all die. So I'm really, really hoping you'll believe us.
Yeah, it said the more you doubt him, the stronger he gets, quote unquote.
You're
Sure.
believing a book.
George looks at Vlad and just kind of puts his hand on his shoulder. I'm going to roll charisma for this as well.
Okay.
It was 14, so not great. But still. Look, Vlad, have I ever been known to lie to you? Then he pauses. Actually, I promised you I would never lie to you again, didn't I?
You did.
So right now, either I am breaking a promise I swore on my life, or I'm trying to save you from something horrible.
Trust the crazy robot man.
So I
Calling
just
me
have to
crazy
believe
does not help. Just roll with it. We don't know much, but we know that apparently believing helps. So just put yourself in a mindset where you believe that something weird's happening and we need to be a little proactive.
Okay.
I thought it was weird too. I still kind of think it's weird, but just,
You're the one who threw the demon book into the fire.
yep. Didn't make anything worse, it just made things better. But
You don't know that it made anything worse.
we know it made things better.
You said that it gets stronger when you don't believe. What if part of that is just trying to destroy the book in a feeble attempt to get him off of you?
I don't know.
Don't destroy the book.
Maybe if we pass it on to something else.
It'll come back to us.
No, I mean,
Or
like,
we put this horrible fate on someone else.
well, I was gonna suggest maybe a creature of some kind. You know, something we would usually kill anyway.
An entity. I've dealt with psychopaths in the past. Fucking with animals doesn't do much for them. Animals can only feel so much fear. Sapiens, on the other hand, they can feel fear forever. We're easy to scare.
We found George. You're the one who found the book, right?
Found, purchased from the library in your town.
Why'd you
You
buy it?
know. It was the only way he would willingly abandon his store before the town was destroyed.
Gotcha.
And now George stares blankly into space. Remind me to punch that dude in the face if I see him again.
Well, did he say any book or that one specifically?
That one specifically.
Oh.
Isn't he at the fucking settlement?
Hey!
I have a feeling probably not.
Why don't, and just theoretically, we leave it in a library somewhere? Kind of keep it hidden towards the back so people don't immediately go to it.
Or
Light
we
it
lock
on
it in
fire.
We lock it in a what?
a safe. That way, no one can get to it.
But
Just a
what if it
thought.
just pops out.
If it just pops out, it'll be in our possession.
George stares into the abyss and mutters to himself, "This is what I deal with. Do you really want to be stuck with us?
George,
Mm-hmm.
you take 1 point of damage as the book comes hurling into your face.
Oh!
Great. Did Vlad witness this?
He did, yes.
You believe us now, buddy?
As it hits George in the face, he just screams, "Aha!"
Oh my god.
I told you.
So, Vlad. How about now?
I mean, someone could be messing with us.
I think someone is messing with us. I also think its name is the Babadook. He opens the book again, then opens it to the garbled page, hands it to Vlad. Look deeply into the fuck. Tell me what you see.
Vlad stares into the book for a moment, and you see his face grow pale, and he just silently closes the book and hands it to you.
What do you see, buddy?
You don't have to share if you don't want to.
He shifts away and doesn't say anything.
I don't blame him.
Was it something along the lines of he doesn't love you?
George whaps Lucas with the book. Why don't you read it?
Fine, give me the fucking book.
So you're going to read it now?
I'm gonna read the garbled page.
Okay. As you're searching through the pages, as you're surfing through the page and all of the letters, nothing appears for you.
It doesn't say anything.
Maybe that means you're gonna die.
I've already died. Well, I almost died once.
George pauses. It doesn't say anything for you.
Nope.
Huh.
Could that have to do with the bit where I'm not trying to argue it's not real?
Lucas, do you feel fear?
Think back to our first encounter together with a death claw. I jumped down there, slapped you in the ass to get you up a ladder.
It feeds off our terror. And George kind of just sort of lays back. Well, that's pathetic.
What?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It gets off on us being afraid and uncomfortable.
Nancy just lays back and puts her hands behind her head.
You saying it can't figure out anything that I'd be afraid of?
That's my assumption.
Meh.
So, Lucas,
Either that.
go on.
What if, now theoretically, if I was the Babel Snook and she sits back up, I would probably say something about Charles.
Uh-huh. I'm already like 80% certain I'm going to outlive him regardless of what happens.
I
So,
don't know.
Lucas,
I feel like there's more to this.
Yes.
with the book in hand, would you like to read it?
Sure. Sure.
All right.
I don't know why I said that in character.
Hearing voices?
So, as you read through the entirety of the book, nothing seems to happen to you.
Still nothing.
Oh, would you like to go back to the garbled page?
Yes.
Okay. As your eyes look through the letters and everything, you do make out the words, "You will turn."
Well, if that's the case, Mr. Demon, I've had a good run.
Oh,
Oh no.
it's a curse. Good.
Would you like to know what it said to everyone?
I have a feeling I already know based on your response.
Nancy,
Yes.
it says I will turn. Do you understand what that means theoretically?
Feral.
Mm-hmm. Again, I've been alive, not even as a machine like George, but actually alive for well over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
George kind of stares off into the darkness. He told me I can't save you.
Save who?
You.
Nice. Yeah, I was about to say.
All
I'm
of you.
assuming. Regardless.
That's been my fear my whole life. Losing everyone every single time. So honestly, Mr. Bibblesnock, that's kind of an empty threat.
I've lived a pretty good life, all things considered. If I do turn, well, it happens. It's not guaranteed that every sentient ghoul is going to be able to hold it off forever, especially with the fact that I'm not exactly keeping great check of the rats I'm taking in.
George
Nancy
Tort.
looks very sad about all of this.
Again, if it happens for me, it happens for me.
George turns to Nancy. I don't think you need to tell us what yours says.
They told me she's gone, you know.
I'm sure she is. You just need to find her.
Right.
Being Vlad? Fear
His
is
back
just...
is to you, and he's looking out into the darkness, but he quietly says, "They've never loved you."
I can tell you that is a bold-faced lie.
I am absolutely going to dispute that.
I completely agree.
I'm sorry. Lucas, did you just say I'm going to dispute that?
No, I said I'm not going to dispute it. Open your ears, George. Shit.
First of all, George didn't respond. And George kind of... Oh, George is staring. Fuck it, George gets out of the front seat and moves over to Vlad.
Wait, somebody's got to drive.
I'm not particularly concerned right now. Biggie, take the wheel.
Nancy's gonna jump in the front and steer.
Okay.
I like the concept of George just talking to Biggie as if Biggie understands. One day Biggie will. Vlad,
Truffles will share his wisdom with him.
he kind of puts his hand on his shoulder. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of your father. I'm not going to pretend I am. He's made some poor decisions. I've made some poor decisions. However, he made those decisions because he thought he was protecting you. He lied about who he was because he knew Brotherhood was coming for him, and he hoped that if you weren't affiliated, they would leave you be. Your father tried to keep you from going out with us because he didn't want you to get hurt. Your father wants you to replace him. He wants you to be better than him. He wants the best for you. No one who didn't care about you would do all that. Just because he's not great at showing it doesn't mean he doesn't care.
Vlad looks over to George. I know. But he still has time to say it. My mother doesn't.
We don't know that.
No.
Just because we encountered a synth replacement. There's always hope, lad. Hope for a better tomorrow. Even if it's not what you hope it is, things can always get better. You just need to be ready to make the sacrifices you need to. Right now, the only sacrifice you need to do is getting over it and confronting your literal demons. Can you do that with me, Vlad?
He looks at you a little worried. Could I maybe not?
I don't think we have a choice.
Vlad, we've been by your side this whole time. Even if it hasn't been physically, we've supported you.
I've supported you physically a few times.
Well, do we know anything about this book?
We know it's a book. We know it has a very strong likeness of us. Not likeness. It's got a bond to us now.
It's actively trying to scare us and make us uncomfortable. Yep. So I feel the most important step is laughing at it, making it feel inadequate, as I do with most of my enemies.
Again, like I said, if I go feral, I go feral. A feral ghoul's not that hard to take down.
Vlad thinks to himself for a moment. Lucas, you said the first time you saw nothing, right?
Yeah.
Weren't you asleep when we read it?
Yep.
And then you read it.
Yep.
And
I'm
then
aware.
You saw something.
Vlad, I'm aware of the situation.
The book reads us as we read it.
Yep.
Why would you read it?
Because I'm not scared of it.
What do you think she saw then? Or would see? And he looks at the woman who's sleeping.
I genuinely don't know. The best answer I could say is that something along the lines of you'll go back to them whether you like it or not. Seeing as she seems to really not like her previous, well, for lack of a better word, owners. You know?
I guess, yeah. It would be interesting to know what she says.
Who knows?
Maybe keep this supernaturally transmitted disease to ourselves.
Yeah. Again, it's a book. If the thing feeds off of fear, just laugh at it.
I mean, it is wearing a silly hat.
Who the fuck wears a top hat in this age?
I would absolutely wear the fuck out of that top hat.
We know you would, George.
Well, when I get to pop a couple thousand caps in its ass, you can have it all yourself.
So what now?
We keep going to the Nuku Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's nothing
basically.
we really can do.
I assume we're all awake right now.
Well, seeing as I don't sleep, yes.
Well, is there any way to pass the time?
You could read the demon book.
You could laugh at it again.
I say we laugh at the demon book.
I go ahead and I pick the Babadook up, and I take my K-bar and I just kind of poke at the cover of it.
Okay.
Keep trying, buddy.
So you're just going to continue on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, throughout the rest of the night, nothing else really seems to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You continue along the path that you've been going. And after a few more hours of travel, you are beside a river.
Okay.
You were able to see it in the distance about a half hour back, and now you're just traveling alongside the river. It's looks like the same river that you, ironically enough, originally first met Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a small world after all.
Well, considering how much the world has bombed to shit, it's really not that big of a world anymore.
It's a dead world after all.
Yeah, that too.
And as you're continuing along the river, you do see the first breaks of daylight. You still have about a day's worth travel.
Fun.
The woman does stir awake. Still doesn't say much, but just looks around, notices the new scenery, and nods to herself, and just begins watching things pass.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're riding, off in the distance, to your far left, you would have to make a turn to it. You do see a relatively good-looking town.
Mm-hmm.
Not like a built town, but it does look destroyed, but better than other towns you've seen.
Okay.
And to your right, alongside the river, up on top of far to the right, far in the distance, up on top of a hill, you do see a very broken down mansion.
Mm-hmm.
George looks at these two things. Alright, so likelihood of spookiness. High for both.
Probably.
Arguably higher in
Ghost
the
hunting.
mansion. However, personally, I would prefer to laugh at him in a mansion.
Yeah.
Plus, I can steal throw pillows.
What? Okay. I'm just gonna stop asking questions.
Don't question my needs.
George, what did I just say?
Shut up. George turns toward the mansion. We ride!
All right, so you're starting to steer towards the mansion.
Yep.
Would you like to leave the Brahmin here or go through the river
Oh, God.
with the Brahmin?
George has flashbacks to the Oregon. George has flashbacks to the Oregon Trail. God, I don't remember.
No. There's geckos. Don't feed the Brahmin to the geckos.
George looks at the woman. You seem capable. You watch our cows?
She looks over at you and sighs. All right.
And George nods and makes for the river. Let us know if you see any demons.
So you're all going to the river then?
Yep.
All right. It is a fairly wide river, not too wide, but as you're wading through the water, at this point you're able to get about waist deep, and it still looks like you have a good little distance to go. Not like a river, not like a lake distance, but it's more of you're a lot slower because of everything you're carrying and you're in water. So you still want to proceed?
Mm-hmm.
I embrace eternity.
Okay.
Let's do this.
As the four of you are wading through the river, Nancy.
Yes.
I want you to make a strength save.
Ooh. Oh, natural 20!
Shit.
Nancy is Superman.
You take 6 points of damage
Oh, wow. Okay.
as you feel teeth sink into your leg,
Ow!
and it feels as if it's trying to drag you under.
It's the geckos.
They're trying to sell us insurance. Run!
But you're able to stand strong.
I'm a strong potato.
Vlad, on the other hand, he's under.
Fuck.
God damn you!
From Nancy,
Gecko
you hear
bitch.
a cry of pain. From Vlad, you hear a gargle.
Okay.
Can I shoot the thing that's on my leg? Can I lift up my leg and shoot the thing?
I don't know about lifting up your leg, but you can shoot it, yes.
I can't lift up my leg.
Are you going to shoot it?
I would like to lift up my leg and then shoot it, but if that's not possible, I'll just
It
shoot.
currently has your leg in its teeth, and it's holding it to bring you under. You are strong enough not to be knocked off of your feet.
But not.
You cannot lift your leg up right now. You can lift your other leg up, the one that's not caught.
Hey, idea. Smash my metal leg down on it.
Okay. Go for it.
Do I have to roll?
Roll strength.
17 plus nothing.
All right. And that's a hit. Roll damage.
Damage.
Damage is 11.
All right. As you look down, the water is fairly murky, but you do make out its face of pain as you stomp on its face. It does let go, but you do feel one of its teeth is still lodged into your leg.
Fuck.
Great.
She's gonna start to hop on one leg and try to get out of the water as fast as possible.
Let us roll for initiative.
Good.
Everyone out of the water. I'm saying that as we're getting ready.
13 for me.
Not 20.
Let me get my die. I rolled a 7.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay, because that gives everyone time to get out of the water.
Hey guys, I have to go to dinner, but I will be back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shall return.
I believe you.
Nice.
Fuck the sheets, people.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh,
Okay, Bubby.
Bibble
Oh,
Frebbins,
fine.
Habdubhag. Habdub
Shared with me. Where is it? Oh my goodness. I can't seem to hold on. I found. Oh, that's a river.
That's a river. When you said that, that's a river.
yeah, Dad.
That is
Everyone out of the river.
I'm on a D&D session, Dad.
Out of the river.
So which one of you doesn't have it open?
I'm on my phone.
I have it open.
So it's just not telling me that Michael has it open.
It doesn't look like it's Miguel.
I'm looking at my phone, goddamn.
Dag nabbit.
There ain't name.
God damn, Bubby.
Have the frabbit.
Anyways, moving on.
Gifted Fribbins. God, it's a pumpkin.
Shut up.
I'm just writing the order of things. All right. First up is George.
Hooray!
What would you like to do?
George is going to. Yeah, George is going to roll to. George is running out of the water.
Okay.
Smart boy.
Because George realizes he is a safety hazard.
Well, I mean, you could stay in the water technically.
If he whips out his claws, you all get electrified.
Yeah, don't do that part.
And
Maybe do
firing
everything.
bullets into the water, probably not going to do much either.
Well, one currently, like the only one in danger right now is Vlad.
Yeah, we need to get him out of the water, like his whole body.
He is underwater.
That's what I mean.
George cannot help right now. George can only hinder.
So Nancy seems okay at the moment. I'm gonna run over to Vlad, and I'm gonna. Is it safe to assume that my fucking 9mm can function underwater?
I mean, yes, but I never said you were up.
Oh, that's right.
You rolled a 7.
I did. So, Nancy, please save our squishy boy.
With the pleasure.
You've seen him naked. It's the least you can do.
No, let him die. And at his funeral, talk about how small his dick was.
I always knew he was going to be a short one.
That would be like the most ridiculous and also the pettiest thing to do. Just like go to someone's funeral and just talk about how small their penis was.
Oh,
So,
God.
Nancy, what would you like to do?
So,
You also have truffles.
Grab him by his 13-inch dick and pull him out of the water.
now I have a question.
No, he does not have a 13-inch dick.
God.
Sorry.
The answer to your other question, yes, he is a virgin.
No. Okay.
Answer to your third question, yes, he wants you.
All right, enough.
Oh my God. Okay. So,
There is, I mean, we know that demons exist, so at this point, George is starting to question again.
oh, Babble Snook. Can I use So, are there any geckos visible right now, like on the surface of the water?
Right now, no. There's the one that you just kicked away from you. It's still around you, but it's not latching onto you. And the one that just dragged Vlad under.
Nancy's gonna turn to Truffles. Truffles? And she points to the gecko in the water. Kill. And then she dives in after Vlad.
Okay. It does get an attack off on you.
Okay.
Oh, good. Missed that by a mile. So you're diving after Vlad?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you want Truffles to attack the gecko?
Yes.
Roll for Truffles.
That is a nat 20.
All right. As Truffles swims over to the other gecko, he has to dive down and he bites down onto the gecko and is latched onto it right now.
Awesome.
Next up is that gecko.
Gecko Johansson.
That gecko right there.
Ooh. So, Truffles just went underwater, bit down hard onto the gecko's arm. The gecko, in turn, looks over to Truffles and bites down onto him.
Oh, jeez.
Good.
Truffles takes 18 points of damage.
Oof.
Truffles.
Not
Got
very
the fucked
big.
up. How much health does
Health,
Truffles
yeah.
have?
Ella.
I don't think we ever decided. How much health does
He
he
has
have?
100.
Oh, he does. Okay. We gave him 100 health.
Yeah, he just has no armor. So he is currently at 82 health.
I've been worse.
I haven't.
No, because you don't run headlong into death.
No, I play smart.
Alright, asshole. I'll keep that in, I'll keep that in mind the next time you decide to torture someone like 50 feet away from his gang who are waiting behind the hill.
The gang that I essentially single-handedly killed. Anyways,
Yeah,
moving
you
on.
and your magical dice.
Lucas, you're up.
Yes. I'm up. Well, they're still in the water. Do I see... I know where these two geckos are. Yes?
Yes, you do.
I'm going to make a glance with perception to see if there's any others. Well, that's a natural 20.
All right.
You look into the water, you realize there is no water. It's only gecko.
It's only Zool.
Gecko is as far as the gecko can gecko.
All right. I have updated the encounter sheet. Lucas, you see two other geckos.
Mm-hmm.
One to your immediate left, coming straight at you, and one to your right, seemingly going for George.
Okay. Well, I'm going to pop a cap at the one coming right at me. Or a cap or two. That is a 18 to hit. Actually, wait. That is a... that is a 20 to hit. Regardless, still hits. Rolling damage.
All right.
For 28 damage.
Okay. All right.
And I guess I'll burn a Vats to help out Vlad and Nancy.
I was gonna say
So
George
I'm gonna
can handle
shoot
himself.
I'm going to shoot at the one immediately next to Vlad.
You mean the one that brought him underwater?
Yes.
All right.
4. 23 damage.
All right. Next up, both of your bullets seem to have done some damage. The one that was biting down on Vlad has let go of him, and the one that was coming right at you seems to have stalled due to its injuries.
Okay.
Next up-
I guess I'm going to use my... Can I use my movement to just back out of the water?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Just out of the water as far as I can go.
All right. You're probably about
Cool.
next to George.
Yep.
Next up is the one that was entangling Vlad. That gecko, after getting shot in the face, it let go of Vlad, swims away, and immediately tries to bite him again. Vlad was able to bring his arms up as it was coming to bite him, so it didn't bite anything important, but it still bit into his arms. And he takes 5 points of damage.
this... Oh, no, I guess... Never mind. I'm getting confused with the turn rotation.
What?
Did this gecko roll lower than me? And then I was like, no, it attacked Vlad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other gecko goes, the one that is coming at George. George, from in front of you, you see a gecko emerge from the water and start sprinting at you.
Mm.
He makes a swipe at your chest. That is a 20 to hit.
I mean, yeah, that is.
I just like hearing you say it. You take 9 points of damage
Alright.
as its claws leave a little bit of a scratch mark on your chest.
George looks at it. I know you don't understand me, but that was really dumb.
Alright. And last but not least, the gecko that Lucas shot. The gecko that you saw, that was coming for you, Lucas, emerges from the water and starts sprinting at you.
Okay.
It is going to take a swipe at you. Ooh, that is a 7 to hit.
No. Nah, pretty sure it is not.
So that is a critical hit. Let me just roll for that. As this gecko comes charging at you with its arms wide and its derpy run, it is fairly easy to see how it's going to attack you, so you're able to dodge with relative ease.
Good.
Top of the round, George.
George looks at the gecko and rolls in that one. Jesus Christ.
Are you trying to shoot it?
He was going to try and punch it.
Alright. As you go to punch the gecko, you aim for its face, it opens its mouth, and clamps down on your hand.
Great.
You take no damage, but it is on your hand.
George just kind of looks at it. It's just kind of like, really? Really? This is what we're doing. Okay.
You still have your movement left.
George is just gonna wave it back and forth. He's gonna lift it up in the air and wave it around.
Alright.
I'm assuming it just has like an iron grip.
Oh, it does. Next up is Nancy.
Hey.
Don't roll a 1.
So, I dove in and I swam. What do I see, John?
As you were diving under the water, you saw Vlad getting bit in the side by, not the side, the leg by a gecko and being pulled under. Then you saw the gecko being shot with a bullet, letting go, swimming back a little, and then going in to bite him again. And Vlad defending himself and having it just bite his arms.
Both of them?
No, just his left arm.
Okay. As swiftly as Nancy can underwater, she's gonna try and just kick it off of him, like the heel to the face.
Okay.
With her metal foot, by the way. I should probably specify that.
Okay.
Should I roll agility for that?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 12 plus 3. 12 plus 3 is 15.
That's a hit.
Yay! Do I roll for damage?
Are you trying for damage or just trying to get it off of him? Or both?
Both would be preferred.
Alright, then yeah, roll for damage.
Oh. 7.
7?
Yeah.
Alright. You see the gecko let go of Vlad as soon as your foot impacts its face. It starts swimming back, and it looks like it's going to try and bite again. This time at you.
Okay.
Alright. Next is the gecko's turn. That is... Oh, the one that's biting truffles.
My baby.
Alright. That one is going to try to swim deeper into the water and essentially just drown truffles.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Someone save my baby.
It bites down harder and hard enough for truffles to stop biting down on it as it just brings truffles under.
Great.
Truffles takes 12 points of damage.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
All right.
Tango stole my baby.
My baby.
My son.
Next up, Lucas.
We just hear Eldritch screaming, and then the gecko's body floats
Well.
to the surface.
So, the one that bit Vlad is still alive, right?
Yes.
Okay. They're all still alive, though, so it really don't matter. I'm going to deal with the two that are immediately in front of us. I'm going to shoot the one I already shot that's already up by me.
Okay.
16.
That's a hit.
Woo! Let me roll damage. Oh. Oh. If it's not dead, if it wasn't dead before, it's dead now. Maximum damage.
Oh boy.
44 damage.
So, the gecko that's directly in front of you, attacking you, it seems a little angry that it missed its first swipe and starts running at you again. And as it's running at you, its head is just clean off.
There's like a bullet through each of its eye sockets.
That is 3 XP to you.
Woo!
A whopping 3 experience.
Hey, I earned that XP. I did.
All right. So that one's out of the run.
Yeet.
Next up is the other gecko.
It just yeeted its life away.
It did. This one is going to try and attack Vlad again. Good. As it goes in to bite at Vlad, he swims away and it misses the bite.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is Vlad's turn. Oh, wow. All right. Vlad pulls up his sniper underwater as he's slowly starting to lose breath. The gecko is close enough to where it is just a point-blank range shot. And he deals... Oh, wow. He deals 22 damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is...
And all the geckos will now aggro on him.
Yeah, probably.
That
is,
face
generally
just
speaking,
gets torn asunder.
great.
He's underwater, so the sound doesn't reverberate.
Okay.
Also, he's already drowning.
He was pulled under screaming. He didn't get time to hold his breath. That's 3 XP to Nancy and 3 to Vlad.
Yay!
I hope he lives long enough to use it.
Yeah, you know. I just realized you guys jumped like 4 levels ahead of him.
Oh yeah, we did.
Good.
Alright. Next up is the gecko that currently has George's fist. It is
John?
going to try... Oh, what?
No, never mind. Don't wait. It'll wait for them.
Okay. That gecko is going to try to drag you into the water.
Okay.
That is an 18 strength.
God damn it. Am I resisting?
I mean, if you want to just go along for the ride, by all means.
George is gonna resist.
Alright, roll for strength.
19! Flat.
You can feel that it is starting to tug on your arm, and you are starting to get dragged forward, but you yourself are dragging backwards, so you're in a bit of a tug of war with your own arm.
I cannot wait for it to get back to my turn.
Well, you're in luck. You're up.
Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Zap zap.
No. Better than Zap Zap. It has its head wrapped around my fist.
Ah.
John.
Predator
Sure.
style.
George releases the claws directly into its head.
Alright. Roll for damage with advantage.
I was about to say.
Roll your damage dice with advantage, he said.
Oh, that is a 6 and oh my. He did 8. There is no way! There's no fucking way! Wolverine claws directly into its head!
What'd you roll, Michael?
He did 8 damage. Well,
Total?
I didn't add his bonus.
For both dice rolls with advantage on them.
He got an 8 and a 2.
Did you roll the damage dice twice?
Wait,
It's just one because it's just one arm.
Yeah. I don't understand. How exactly is it logically going to survive this?
Okay.
Because game.
I
You rolled 8 damage.
Alright. So as you extend your claws, they extend through the back of its throat. It seems to be in a lot of pain and tries to let go. You are currently lodged in the back of its throat.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just kind of stuck in place right now.
Wait, shouldn't it also be getting electrocuted?
Did you activate the electrocution?
That was kind of the plan, yeah.
Alright, then roll for, what is this? 2d20. I mean, 1d20.
5!
Mm.
Are you shitting me? George is beginning to think the Babadook has found other ways to anger him.
You feel the electricity coursing through the gecko's body, and it does look like it's reacting as it's starting to shake a little. And it is desperately trying to get away from you. It just can't.
What are you?
The gecko looks over to you. All pain stops. Your father.
Wait, does George still have a movement?
You do, yes.
Can George use it to try and, like, push it off of his fucking hand?
You can, yeah.
That is what George is gonna try and do.
Do you want to push it off or just retract the claws?
I guess retract the claws.
Alright. As you retract the claws, it stumbles back. It takes another 5 points of damage. 5 points of bleed damage.
Yeah.
It's
It's been stabbed through the head and electrocuted. What the fuck?
Nancy, you're
Yes. Alright, so
Help the boy.
was Vlad able to get away?
Oh, that thing's dead.
That thing's
However,
dead.
he is still
He
underwater.
shot his whole head off. Alright, take my arm, scoop it, like, take him by the waist, and start chucking for the surface.
Okay. Yeah, that'll just use your movement. What else would you like to do, if anything? You
once
currently
we
have
get
Vlad
this-
in your arms.
Once we get to the surface, if possible, I would like to put him as far away from the water as you possibly can in one turn.
Okay, you want to use your action as a movement?
Yes, please.
All right.
That would be very nice. Yes.
With Vlad in tow, you'd be able to get about there. Still in the water, but not in any immediate danger.
Yay! When she gets to the surface, can she look around and see the peoples?
She can, yes.
So she sees everybody in their current state.
Yes.
She's just gonna show, I got him!
George is just staring at this gecko. Like, I think this is a god.
Maybe it's the Babble Snook.
It's not top hatty enough.
Not
All right.
yet.
This gecko, next up is the gecko that is currently drowning Truffles.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about that.
He's going to try and swim as far away. Ooh. Man, he gets pretty far.
God damn it.
And Truffles now takes 4 points of damage for just 0 oxygen.
Good.
Oh, baby!
You don't get to say that. You abandoned him.
I mean, she chose Vlad over the dog, which frankly, George would have been mad at her if she had chose the dog.
All right. Next up is Lucas.
Okay. Oh, that got real far. Okay. Are the other ones dead?
Yeah, it's just the one that's George is
All right.
fighting and the one that's getting away.
I'm going to run around George, so not in front of him, so I don't provoke opportunity attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to get.
I feel like
Can I get like
you're
there,
George.
John?
I can imagine George was going to
Is that,
use
like,
opportunity.
is that like as far as I could go?
You can go about there if you wanted.
Okay. Taking a shot at the gecko. 16.
16, that's a hit.
Okay. Big damage again. Big damage. That's 40 damage.
Jesus Christ.
I rolled
Alright.
a 20, a 16, plus 4.
All right. It let go of Truffles, and Truffles is currently floating to the surface. It looks badly damaged, and it is just going to try and escape.
I'm just going to burn the Vance point.
Okay.
Do you even want me to roll?
Damage at least.
Okay.
humor me.
30 damage.
So it's higher than a 4.
I mean, if he rolled 2 2s. Wait, no, it still would have died.
I could have rolled. Oh, I could have only rolled a d20, a single d20, and rolled a 1, and it would have killed him.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's true. There was literally no hope for it.
As it starts swimming away, you shoot it once, just straight through the chest, and it starts sinking to the bottom. Nancy,
Fucking
3
geckos.
XP. Lucas, 3 XP.
Someone get the fucking dog!
I'm getting the dog.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, Truffles, 3 XP.
Truffles glows briefly. Every time we gain experience, we just hear a ding noise. None of us have questioned it up to this point.
Every time Truffles levels up, you just hear the Skyrim level up.
Yeah.
Little do we know, Truffles has a separate stat sheet that we don't have access to.
Blitz
He's actually,
level 7.
he's actually a fucking Hexblade Warlock.
He's leveled up 30 times.
Yeah. He gets quadruple experience.
Mm-hmm.
It only takes 10 XP to level him up. Next up is the gecko in front of George.
Godly Gecko.
It's going to try and run away.
Oh, no, you don't, bitch.
Wait, George gets opportunity attack, doesn't he?
He does.
Okay. Good. 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
Alright. Rolling. That is a 20. That is a 13. So he does 33 damage. Plus he gets a bonus to the first one. Because that's his... actually, does he? Oh yeah, it would be a plus... yeah, heavy weapons are plus 3?
Plus 3,
Right?
yes.
Yeah, so plus 3 to the first one. So 36 damage.
All right. And you're using your claws?
Yep.
For the sake of it, how would you like to do this?
He rams his claws downward into the gecko's head. So he basically shish kebabs it.
All right. That is 3 XP as its body falls to the ground, just shaking from the electrocution.
Good.
All right.
So I'm going to assume, it actually has just occurred to me, that our lady friend watched this entire thing go down and did nothing.
You told her to watch the card, nothing else.
I'm just now viewing this from her perspective. As we all just splash around in the water for a minute. Then a couple geckos rise from the water. George tries and fails to kill one. Again, this gecko. Day epic. Oh my god.
So Lucas, you're jumping in for Truffles?
Yep.
Snuffling for troubles.
I'm going for the fucking dog.
All right. As you do jump in and swim to Truffles, once Truffles gets to the surface, you see he is pretty badly wounded, and he is slightly whimpering.
Baby.
Maybe you shouldn't have abandoned him.
Oh yeah, let Vlad drown in the water.
Maybe you shouldn't have abandoned the dog.
Yeah, just let Vlad drown in the water. Yep.
Yeah, see, I'm glad we
Great
see
idea.
eye to eye.
Yeah.
Lucas, you should be very glad this is not an IRL conversation, because George would punch him in the face.
So Nancy's taking Vlad to the shore.
Yes, and looking out for her fluffy boy,
All right.
the dog.
I will say it does take a little bit of a struggle for both Lucas to swim like with Truffles, and Truffles kind of squirming. Once they get to the shore, you're all able to see that Truffles does have a pretty sizable bite wound on his side, and he is bleeding pretty heavily.
A medic, help him.
Absolutely, give me my doggy. She gives.
I'm not keeping him from you.
Lucas just overhand tosses Lucas at you. No.
Reaches into his pocket, pulls out a Lucas minifigure.
I've been saying this for days.
I've been carrying this
That's why
20 years.
That's why Lucas has so much money. He started selling action figures at the party. The George toy has the special functionality of knocking out the other toys.
Yes, I took my dog.
Come get your own George action figure with Lucas betrayal action.
If anyone in your neighborhood has a Vlad action figure, there is a chance the person who owns the George action figure will get shot.
Yeah.
So Nancy, how do you save the Truffles?
Seeking targets.
How do I save the Truffles?
Yep. What are you doing?
Just
Let me-
cram a stim pack into
What's in my
both his
inventory
eyes.
real quick.
I did not hear what you were doing.
I got. Would stim packs help with this?
Yes.
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 Give the dog a fucking stim.
Yes. Would it be better to use one or two?
He
For
only
you,
lost 18
one
health, I
is
think.
30 HP.
Nancy, you probably only need to use one.
Yeah, use one for now. See how he does.
Yeah, we'll go with the one.
Alright.
I'm a stim pack, and I already took that out of my inventory.
That is 30 HP to Truffles.
Yay, my baby!
He's at 86 HP.
That's not bad.
She's gonna huggle him and be like, "Oh my boy, you did so good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so sorry.
You almost got killed by Echo.
I
Thank you,
know.
mother."
I'm sorry." And
He was almost
she's
killed by a
genuinely-
fucking gecko of all things.
Nancy genuinely gets watery-eyed. I know. My baby, my fluffy baby.
Last time I came across geckos, George saw me streak through town half naked.
Actually,
You really
last
didn't
time
need
you
that
came
information.
My dog helped you out.
What? No, I helped your dog.
No, last time.
You weren't around last time.
Yes, I was.
No.
Oh, you actually weren't.
Oh yeah, I hadn't come over the hill yet, had I?
Nope.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the second time Lucas has saved Troubles, or including the time with the helmets.
This is true. This George, because once again, saving Vlad took. Wow, that is the second time that saving Vlad has been placed over saving Truffles.
So the bleeding on Truffles has stopped, but he does still have visible wounds, and he is walking a little funny.
Oh, my baby.
Give the boy a splint.
Do I have the things to make a splint, John?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some wood around we can use. Some scrap metal.
If you
Just
want
ram a
something-
stick into his leg. He'll
Do
be
you know
fine.
how a splint works, George?
I'm fucking with you.
Don't do that. I did
You
not
have
get that.
just a good sizable stick and either gauze or duct tape. You can make one.
I do not have the gauze.
I wonder what might have happened to the gauze.
George, I swear to God.
Yeah, Nancy. Do you know what happened to all that gauze we had?
Alright,
Medical
y'all shut up and
supply
get sticks.
that was only meant to be used. That specific medical supplies that only had any real purpose being used on a humanoid, on a robot.
He's the
Gee, I
first
wonder
simp
where
I've
it came, where it went.
Shut
George looks at Lucas.
Fuck you.
Alright, I think that's enough.
Fuck you.
It'd be really great if we had some gauze.
No, shut up.
Lucas, you don't shut your mouth in a minute, you'll need gauze.
Fucking try me.
I don't have to, you're squishy.
Good luck hitting me.
So what would you like to do?
Nancy's looking for sticks.
Oh, she's using another stim pack?
No, stick.
Oh, stick. Okay.
This is a nice stick.
Roll perception?
That's a 3.
So, as you're looking around, in the immediate area, there is no foliage or any branches or anything. The only stick you see that might be able to work is a decent distance away in the water and just covered in mud and grime.
Good.
She's gonna take it if she can.
Okay. As you pull the stick out, it is a fairly hefty stick, kind of thick, just covered in mud and some moss and a little bit of mold.
Nope.
Not mold,
No
but-
infections for my dog, and she tosses it back in the water. She's gonna look around again.
Okay.
That's another 3.
As you look around, in the immediate area, still no foliage, still no branches, still the same stick.
You see a gun that could be used to put your dog out of its misery.
I really have nothing in my inventory.
Because mine's a stim pack.
Wait, she hasn't already stim packed him?
I have, but y'all
Once wasn't
said I
enough.
shouldn't stim pack him again. Should I stim pack him again?
Does George have any stim packs? I feel like George gave out his stim packs. But I don't know. For
I mean,
certain.
I have stim packs. It's just a matter of do you
Use a
guys?
stick pack.
Use it! Just
All right,
stab your dog!
I will stim pack him again.
All right.
Stab your dog for help.
That's another 30 HP, and he is at full health.
My puppy dog.
He does have pretty visible, not scars, but the holes of the wound are still there where his patches of fur are gone. But nothing is bleeding and it doesn't appear to be a wound, and he does look like he's walking fine.
My baby boy.
Ah, magical anti-bleeding sticks.
She's gonna cuddle him and be like, "Dear my baby boy, I miss you so much," and just starts doing incoherent babbling of doggy praise.
Mother.
Okay.
Those are the noises that we hear, but to you it's just like, oh, you little baby.
We're all just looking into horror.
You do hear, as you're all gathered around Truffles, crunching of ice.
What?
I look to the woman.
Okay.
Is she eating ice?
Lucas, as you look over to where the cart is, you see her slowly making her way across the river, on top of it, Wherever her foot falls, it just immediately forms to ice.
Can't you fly? Wait, wrong voice. Can't you fly?
George just looks at this and just kind of all joy drains from his face. It's like, son of a bitch.
As she reaches the group, she looks down at Truffles. Do you want to leave him with me?
That sounds like a good idea.
Don't cook the dog, please.
I'm sorry, what?
She looks over at Lucas.
You just accuse her of eating dogs? Is that really what we're doing now?
I didn't say she was going to eat him.
Why would she cook him if she's...
She can use fire. I'm telling her, if she gets bored, don't use her powers on Truffles.
So let me get this straight. You're either accusing her of eating dogs or murdering dogs for fun.
Yep.
And one of these is supposedly less fucked up than the other. George is just looking at you incredulously. Like he does not know how to process the words you just spoke.
I feel like you should have stopped trying to process the words Lucas speaks a while ago.
George just looks at the woman. I apologize for my moron. We ride. And he starts walking. You just told her not to cook our dog. You can shut right the hell up.
Nancy's gonna go over to the woman and gently hand her, or not hand her, but gesture for Truffles to...
Just overhand through Truffles at her. It's cool.
Yep, catch her. Catch him. Let's play catch.
Basketball toss.
Yeah, he might need to eat around noon, or midday. She points to the sun. But other than that, he should be fine. If
when was the last time we fed this dog?
And point.
I always assume that we just feed him alongside.
Miranda, you're breaking the mystique by making statements we can't back up.
No, I assume that because he was on the Arkwing, he just found things.
At no point have you ever mentioned feeding Truffles, nor have you ever acknowledged that you have food to feed Truffles. And up to this point, we've all just ignored this, but now you've called attention to it.
She looks at you, and then looks down at Truffles, and looks back to you. You're not leaving him with me. Aren't you just going to that mansion and coming back?
Yes, but God only knows what's going to happen in that mansion. And I'm sure we'll be back soon enough. But if we take a while, like say we run into a lot of enemies, those are just some things to know. Okay? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate this. She holds out her hand to shake.
She's not going to understand the concept of a handshake.
She looks down at your hand and gives you a high five.
Nancy, I'll take it.
Isn't this exactly what happened with Vlad? Like, to a T? And aren't those the exact words you spoke in response? Is this a Nancy joke? Is this a running Nancy gag now? Her trying to like have normal interactions with people and just not getting it.
No, I thought she tried to high five Vlad and he gave her a handshake.
Yeah, I think so. It's reversed now. Oh my god.
She looks down at Truffles. All right, let's go. And as she starts walking back, the entire section that she's walking on and Truffles would be walking on is just turned to ice.
Mm.
That is so cool.
Bad Nancy.
What do you mean, bad Nancy?
Bad joke. Bad joke.
George looks at her.
Oh.
Yes, bad joke. Let's talk about bad jokes.
I didn't mean to make a joke. It was unintentional pun.
Nancy, shut up. You're innocent.
Thank you. Maybe, sort of. Let's just go.
And you're heading your way to the mansion?
Mhm.
All right. It is a bit of a walk, so if you would like to have a conversation in between, we can.
I'd say George does look at Lucas. Like, last time I heard a dog eater joke, people were getting put in camps and disappearing, so maybe don't.
What?
Does
What are you
Lucas
talking about?
not actually understand this concept?
What are you talking about?
Before the war, oh god, I have to explain so many pre-war social constructs. Okay. Before the war, the country we were at war at was China. China, or just Asians in general, the residents of China and the area around it, well, one of the unpleasant rumors that would be spread around about them to make them look evil was that they ate dogs and cats.
So you're making racist jokes now.
You...
I said nothing about race.
You accuse her? You know what? I don't understand you.
It's good. Stop trying to.
She's gonna turn to Vlad. So how you doing?
Horrible. I almost drowned.
He turns to Nancy. Well, I got dragged under the water by a gecko.
What is this voice?
Wow.
He's smiling as he's looking ahead. He just has a very empty expression. Life is going great.
George looks at Vlad slightly concerned. It's like,
And Nancy does the same expression looking out into the distance. Me too. My sister is probably dead by now.
What
This
does...
is great.
He said life is going pretty good, and you responded with me. Ham is great. Me too.
How was your day, Jim? Oh, my sister's dead. Nice.
I'm gonna piss myself. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What the fuck?
So, as George and Lucas are having a little argument on the way to the mansion,
I wouldn't
Vlad
call
and
it an
Nancy-
argument.
Vlad and Nancy seem to have accepted their lot in life.
Better one.
Oh my god.
As you come up to the mansion, you see that it isn't in too terrible of shape. The surrounding area is mainly comprised of more woods and more forests. There is a direct path up to the mansion, which seems to be an old driveway. The gate in front is smashed in, and there is a brick wall around. Most of it is collapsed, but there is some of it still intact.
How did you blow a fuse? Were you also making toast?
I am making toast.
Shut up.
The fuck is that horrendous noise?
Oh my god, that's
That
pretty
is my mother's
classical
television.
thing.
Punch it. It sounds like the diva from fucking Fifth Element.
It's very loud.
That's again opera.
I don't have shoes, and I'm currently walking through my basement. Great.
I didn't know you had a basement.
Yep, and he's terrified of it.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Walking through the spider forest barefoot.
They're fine.
Y'all are lucky you've never been in my basement.
And I'm walking through webs. Great. Great. So happy.
Oh.
So happy about everything that's happening right now.
Wait, why are you in the basement?
What time is it?
9:45.
Time to
I'm
get
not
high.
gonna be able to. I think I'm gonna have to go.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
it is okay. Congratulations again on your job.
Thank you. Good night.